for a while until you wear it out. Then, you grab the exhausted lobster by the head, aim at the ocean floor, and dinner is served.
You know, all these crazy ways of snagging a meal have given me an idea.
We should send out for pizza?
No, it's that each kind of shark is specially built to help it catch its favorite prey.
And that's what I've been trying to tell you. Every shark species has a body that's specialized to make it the best hunter it can be. Let's take a trip back in time to look at the evolution of my favorite fish.
Shark ancestors first appeared around 400 million years ago.
But they don't look like any of the sharks we've seen so far.
Check out the chewers on this guy.
Kinda looks like a killer zipper. Here's one with teeth that grew in a circle, probably for crushing hard shells.
This humongous guy looked a lot like the great white, but was twice its size. I'm happy they're not around anymore.
But their descendants are. They're the sharks we know today, and their close cousins, the stingrays and skates.
Those swimming pancakes are related to sharks?
Sure. Check out the face on this guitar fish. I see a family resemblance.
Yeah, well then, what's this? A deep-sea power tool?
Close. It's a sawfish. Let's look in as he takes a stab at dinner. That serrated snout is just one of the strange ways sharks and their relatives specialize. Camouflage is another. The tiger shark's stripes look like sunlight rippling on the water, and that confuses his potential prey.
If he's imitating sunlight, I'll bet the tiger shark spends most of his time near the ocean surface.
Yep, you're catching on to the shark specialization stuff. If we dive a bit deeper, we'll find a guy who specializes in a really wacky way. The epaulet shark has turned in his surfboard and decided to walk. All of these shark specializations are designed for survival.
So we know about sharks' specialized features, like killer teeth and their super secret ESPs, but there's still a lot about the way they act that's a real mystery.
Which is why scientists are working hard to find out everything they can about these guys. Are you ready to tackle a real shark mystery?
Aye, aye, Captain. Anchors away!
We're going back into the toolbox to take a look at the hammerheads, one of the most mysterious sharks of all. While most sharks have pointy snouts, the hammerhead has a head shaped like...
a hammer.
Very observant. While other sharks almost always swim alone, these guys like to swim in schools. Their favorite hangout? These undersea volcanic peaks.
You've piqued my curiosity. Why do they hang out there?
Nobody really knows, but scientists have figured out that hammerheads always follow the same paths when they head out at night to hunt. Those paths follow cracks where lava has seeped through the seafloor, creating magnetic fields. Some people think hammerheads use their ampullae of Lorenzini to follow these magnetic highways and find their way back to their volcanic home.
That's really incredible. It's gotta take some serious detective work to figure out stuff like that. How do the scientists do it?
Well, first, they've got to get up close and personal with the sharks. Sometimes that means capturing sharks to do tests, and then tagging them to track their behavior. By tagging sharks and capturing them again later, scientists can find out where they go and how long they live, and get information on their health and mating habits.
Tagging has gotta hurt. That shark doesn't look too happy.
Sharks have pretty tough hides, so getting tagged is really just annoying. And besides, annoying a shark now means we could save his hide later. Scientists have also started going on really deep dives to find out what's up at the bottom of the sea.
I thought we've been going deep into the ocean forever. What about 20,000 leagues under the sea?
Believe it or not, until recently, deep dives like that were just for the movies. But new technology is starting to make real deep-sea adventures possible.
Cool! This is better than any Hollywood movie. out the huge sail on that totally strange shark.
You're getting the first look ever at a shark called Oxynotus caribeus, and that sail is its dorsal fin.
Which, on bottom feeders, helps with balance. I remember.
And this bottom feeder is 2,000 feet down. But new shark discoveries don't all take place at the bottom of the ocean. In the icy waters of the Arctic, divers have spotted another shark that's rarely been seen alive.
Will you look at the size of him?
It's the Greenland shark, and this is the first time one's ever been filmed.
And maybe the last. Looks like he's aiming to take a bite out of that diver.
He's probably just checking the diver out. But there's one way to make sure you don't end up as shark's supper. A bump on the snout usually scares a shark away.
And it looks like this guy is no different. The Greenland shark is so big. I can't believe it's never been filmed before.
Well, when you consider that the ocean covers 2/3 of the Earth, a Greenland shark's about as big as a needle in a haystack.
Which means getting information on sharks must be a really tough job.
And scientists are in a race against time. They don't know all the reasons why, but some species of shark are disappearing.
Disappearing? Now wait a minute. Sharks are the toughest creatures in the sea. They've been around for hundreds of millions of years. How could they be disappearing?
Human activity, like net fishing, may be one reason, and there are plenty of people who hunt down sharks on purpose. Up until now, no one really cared if a shark or two got killed because of their reputation as the ocean's bad guys. But sharks actually play a very important role in the ocean ecosystem. Without sharks around, populations of the fish that they eat would get out of control. Too many fish, the plants start to die. And without the plants...
Okay, I get the picture. So what can we do to make sure sharks stick around?
Learn as much as we can and teach people that despite their vicious reputation, sharks really aren't such monsters after all.
Not even the great white?
Well, let's take a look and find out. If there's one place where you might come face to face with the awesome great white, it's off the shores of Australia. Australians even surround their beaches with nets to keep sharks away.
If they need to rope off the beaches so people can swim, you know the great whites have got to be vicious man-eaters.
Some people have been attacked, but if you look at it from a shark's point of view, most attacks are probably a case of mistaken identity.
Hey, from down here, that surfer looks like a sea lion.
Exactly, and sea lions are the great white's favorite meal. Which means, when a great white attacks a surfer, he might think he's snagging a sea lion snack. If you ever want to know what it's like to get invited to supper by a shark, just ask Rodney Fox.
I've heard about him. Years ago, Rodney was deep-sea fishing when he got attacked by a great white. The shark took a big bite out of Rodney's side. 462 stitches later, the doctors had him put back together.
He got attacked by a shark and lived to tell about it.
Yep, and boy was he lucky.
This is the size of the shark that got me in 1963. It's about a 10-footer and only quite a juvenile shark. Whereas over here on the wall you've got a much, much larger shark, a 17-footer, which if that one had grabbed hold of me, it would have easily torn me in half.
If that happened to me, I would be out of there. No more trips to the beach.
Well, instead of running away, Rodney decided to dive right back in and learn everything he could about the great white.
That guy's got guts.
Now when Rodney dives, he makes sure to protect himself. And every time he goes under, he learns something new about the great white. One thing he's learned is that not all great whites live up to their vicious reputation. Sure, some of them just grab a meal and run. But other sharks are quite polite. Rodney has even begun taking tourists down on dives with him so they can experience the thrill. From a safe distance, of course. And the idea is catching on. In the Bahamas, tourists are going on shark spotting vacations.
Now, I love sharks too, but that looks dangerous.
These reef sharks could easily take a bite out of one of those divers, but the sharks are more interested in the snacks than the sightseers. The divers have been trained to sit as still as possible while the guides deal with the sharks. In the Bahamas, it used to be that reef sharks were worth more dead than alive. But because of tourists like these, who spend millions of dollars each year on shark vacations, now it pays to keep the sharks around.
Which is great news for sharks.
So, David, where are you going this summer? You feel like passing up the usual beach bum vacation and going on a shark-watching safari?
Now, wait a minute. I thought you were afraid of sharks.
Okay, so maybe I'm not as brave as Rodney Fox, but you've got to be fascinated by a creature that's so totally cool. A giant fish built for speed.
Or sucking up lobster.
Mouths crowded with teeth.
And don't forget dermal denticles.
Sleek and silly body designs.
Super secret ESPs, including our favorite, the ampullae of Lorenzini.
Sharks are the greatest. But David,
Yes?
you still have to watch your back.